Hello everybody, my name is Engineer and welcome to a new indie horror game that recently came out like 3 days ago called Disturbed. I got interested in this by just looking at it. Now knowing the what's it about is you're just a farmer failing at your thing and going to be facing death. But the question is when and how and what. Actually how and what are basically the same thing, but let's see how it goes. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. Is it the same thing? Oh. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. For each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You are going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Let's take a look at our crops, shall we? A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away, and time is running short. Let's follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. I don't think so. So let's continue down the path, shall we? You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Let's take a look at the wagon. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scatter about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he is home? He was attacked. That must have been him on the bridge. Oh man, it's so quiet and this artwork seems really cool. Even though it's like all gray, white, and black, it's still interesting. I really like it. Should we inspect? Should I? I mean, the choices are mine since you guys can't do anything much. And this is too new, we may not know what's going on. Let's inspect. You walk towards the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. I'm going to lower the volume for a little bit. I don't like what's gonna. I just noticed the door. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Let's inspect the book on the table, shall we? You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently, there is a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick. But what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under and I've lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. Oh boy. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. I really want to play it safe. I really do. I want to see how much of this is. And I do hope that there's not much jump scares in this because I am not a fan of it. But based on what's going on here on the floor, someone must have dragged someone or something into there. So let's open the trapdoor. You observe the trapdoor and notice a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel downward. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. Who's that? Is that his wife? Is that the nice guy's wife? Or just a girl that he's keeping in a dungeon? You notice immediately that there is a woman chained in the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. I don't like this. I don't like this. I mean, the guy in the journal said that he would be leaving, but this might still belong to someone else. I hope not. Let's go talk to the woman. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there! Let me out of here! Sorry, I cannot do women voices. The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. I think he's talking to me. Lady chained up in the cellar. A guy that which is said to be a really nice guy. A training man. Well, let's continue on what's going on here. What got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please, have mercy on me. Freedom, woman, please. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength, but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns towards you. Hey, hi. I will now do you a favor. Sure thing, madam, with the interesting, nose structure. And it's dark in here. Why? If it was just decently lit not too long ago. We seem to... What seems to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. I can agree to that. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands locked onto your arms. Energy flees from your body and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends here. Alright, so I got the damsel in distress ending. Wow. Thing boy, that escalated quickly. Oh hey, look! Nothing! Wait. How do I help? Duck red. Not what I wanted. There. Alright, let's start again. I don't need to say these lines again. How about this time let's go into the house? Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness, as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Let's take a look at my journal, shall we? Dear Journal. Dear Journal. Another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethan? Is that how you say it? Is also doing quite well. Never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke up one night to a foul smell I have never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. Let's open the chest and see what's inside. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuable than you anticipated. You close the chest. Let's lay in bed. You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder as your vision grows in more detail. You reach towards the stone with your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away like dust in the wind. The particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. You feel the pain you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. You suddenly see yourself lying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends here. I got the I am your nightmare ending. Well, hold on, let me see if things are still going well. Yep, things are still going tip-top. No decrease of frame rate. I truly like this. Wait, am I still recording? Yes, I am still recording. Come on. Alright. Let's go into the shed. You attempt to open the You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Head to the crops. Sorry, I went too fast. I went too fast. I don't know what happened. Back to the narrator. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as her growing light slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot on the ground. Let's inspect the water. You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. Ugh. I don't want to grab a mushroom since those things has death in it, but let's try to get the achievement to get high, shall we? And I do not support condoning or any sort of connection to any sort of mushrooms or drugs. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Slowly, your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die, eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Your adventure ends here. I got the "those are some serious shrooms" ending. That's hilarious. Those are some serious shrooms, man. Alright, continuing on. Let's head to the crops. Follow the path. And let's be an idiot and go into the cave, shall we? There is a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly light found outside. Let's head on further into the cave, shall we? Howdy! Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake, even thinking that something helpful can be in here. YOLO to the bear! You scan the ground and notice that there are numerous rocks you can grab to throw at the bear. You begin to do so as the bear approaches you. One after the other, you throw the rocks as hard as you can. The bear charges at you as you bend over to grab another rock, tackling you to the ground. The bear bites into your neck. Your body quickly goes limp, and you die. Your adventure ends here. And I got the scratch another off the list ending. Looks like I wasn't the first. Or just scratching off another death. So I don't know how to... Oh. Continue on. Head forward to the crops. Follow the path. Continue down the path. Let's just inspect the wagon. Alright, let's cross the bridge. Quick save. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You found a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Which is worse, take a nap or pick at the grass? I have a hard time taking a nap, so I'll give him the chance. Your eyes close and your body relax. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you, and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here, moving forward. No, wait, sorry. Narration mistake. Something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way would you go? Should you go? Which way should we go? Upon most game logic, left is how many games go. But right may be something else. Let us go right, shall we? You reach the end of the path. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. Let's inspect the tree, shall we? You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shiny in the hole, as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find three knobs, on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. Ooh! Which one should we take? Let's try the left knob. Right knob. Middle knob. The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. Well, let's leave the tree and try not to waste our time in it. Let's go to the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Hey, it's the menu cover. Let us enter. That sounded disturbing. Well, of course, rustic gates always sound disturbing. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. There's no doubt the birthplace of this spreading plague. There is a fountain before you, with statues on your left and right. On your right and left. Let us inspect the fountain, shall we? There is a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull toward the fountain as if it were calling for something. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand. The other, with one finger, points up towards the sky. You feel it best to leave the statue alone. Before you stands an old angel statue that was broken in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there is only two remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. Let us enter the tower. See what's going on here. You approach the tower. As you reach for the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. Well, since we can't do any more, let's... Nope. Let's, let's exit and go back where the path split and head left. Okay, so right might be the ending of the game. But I don't know. After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that leads you through the grass up towards a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you go? Let's see where this trail goes to. Following the subtle trail through the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. You approach the grave. You look at the sword with intrigue. Before you touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. Jon Snow? Is that you? Eddard? Stark? Aragorn? You freeze before the apparition. The sword. The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire this sword, free me from it. You slowly motion for the sword. Fool! Only something of a pure essence can free me. A rare hope, like a flower found in darkness. I would back away from the sword if I were me, so... You listen to the specter and leave the sword. The figure fades out of view. Well, since I cannot do anything more, let's continue on. You pause to see that there is a lake nearby. The trail continues on to your right. You step near the lake and look down into it. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort, sitting on the bottom of the lake. There is something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. A calling out orb from a lake, which might be the lake that the man talked about, where it's filled with fine fish but no one caught. Let's dive in, shall we? How far have I gone? Oh, not that long. Let's dive in, shall we? You close your eyes. You close your eyes and jump into the lake. You open your eyes to see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it. Hi there! A large fish comes into view. It quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. You try to leave for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself helpless before the creature. You close your eyes as the giant fish rips your body apart with his teeth. You die a very painful death. Your adventure ends here. I got the "you don't need a fishing permit" ending. Well, gonna have to end this one for now. Gone about like what? Bear, woman, dream, shrooms. Yeah, I got about 4 endings. Out of possibly 17, based on what the achievements say. So tomorrow, I'll be continuing on forward and see what possible horrors might happen. And I'm done.